into a turnaround. Will that be the case again here? Will this game get long enough where Fumbles will have so much ink that he'll just be able to continue to present a board, as Fumbles is doing that exact thing, presenting a board with an Elanwi, with the Cheshire Cat, and with that Elsa that just cannot be dealt with right now with anything that Dylan has on the table.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Dylan, I didn't see it or not if he inked that Demona, but if he did not ink that Demona, Fumbles would have realized it more than I have, and therefore emptied his hand down to one card. But this Hades is going to send the Cheshire Cat to the Inkwell, and notably that Cheshire Cat was boosted, and both cards go to the Inkwell, and so Fumbles here out ramping the ramp deck because of the ramp deck ramping him.
Fumbles punishing Dylan again for giving him too much ink, as we see Genie, Dumbo, and we're going to use the one remaining ink to use the breaking or the making history effect on Dumbo off of that Elsa, just maximizing the ink usage. That's how you win these games, J-Bomb. You use all the resources available to you every single turn.
Yeah, and notably, he says the cards in my hand are good enough, so I'm going to ink down to 2. In case you play that Demona, I am going to get 1 card and make it not as one-sided as it normally is.
Yes, as we see the Hades
Ink Runner.
Yep, the Ink Runner. That's right. I couldn't. It was just outside of my view that the Ink Runner makes that Hades. Apparently, Hades can fly now. In that little vehicle. That's very cool. Poor Elsa.
That is going to be a devastating blow to Fumble's game plan, because in game 1, we saw Dylan's struggles were with taking out Fumble's onslaught of evasive characters, and now that's not going to matter because any card he wants can be evasive.
It can. And Fumbles presenting a deal to Dylan, saying, do you take the deal? Do you send? And yes, Dylan will accept the deal and will send Dumbo underneath the deck. Oof.
Yeah. Fumbles was so sure that he was going to draw, he was reaching for that real fast. I wonder, is that a mind game? Is that like the pen trick?
We're pen tricking, folks. It's a pen trick. We're gonna try to convince our opponent, but I that's a tough one. But I think Dylan was burned by having made that decision last time, and saw that giving cards was a problem. So maybe not wanting that to happen again.
Yeah, and the Dumbo isn't going to be a huge loss for Dylan, and the 2 cards that Fumbles get could be a very, very huge loss. And so because these Hades have the Ink Runner out, you're not as scared as your opponent's Dumbo anymore.
I mean, I might not be scared of that Dumbo, but I am certainly scared of 6 characters and 2 Elanwis. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to just send lots of damage that way, as we see the Genie is so aggressive, so able to take out that Hades. Dumbo, of course, doing the job too of telling the story and getting Fumbles to that number 5 lore.
Yeah, and because he doesn't have the ink, he's actually just going to quest with the Dumbo and not get the card draw. And notably, because Dylan only has 1 character, he can choose to take out either the Genie or the Dumbo. I imagine he would take out the Dumbo first, but we do see that final card for Dylan as the Demona. So both players going to refill up to those 3 cards in hand, and Dylan agrees and takes out the Dumbo.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of characters on Fumble's side. We've got 2 Hades, we've got 2 Elanwis, we've got a Genie. Dylan has some powerhouses here with the Hades and the Demona. We'll see who can take advantage. Dylan, of course, still ahead in the game in terms of lore, halfway to that magical number 20, while Fumbles is still fighting back. But Fumbles, as we saw last time, can very easily do that if we just keep drawing and playing and using up all of our ink. Fumbles playing. Oh, just the 4-cost Demona. Okay, that's a great card.
The plain old Demona.
A plain. That thing is a Challenger 6 with 6 health, or Challenger 2 with 6 health is pretty good if you ask me.
Followed by the big Demona.
Oh, yeah. Your sister.
Oh, okay. Oh, there is our clean answer to the Demona. I know last game I talked a lot about how hard it is to answer the Demona, but there is one exception to that rule, and that is that World's Greatest Criminal.
World's Greatest Criminal Mind is such a great card, it was interesting to see this version of the deck, like this tempo non-monster will combo, kind of rise to the occasion and use it so effectively, because it is such a powerful tool into these larger decks, these Emerald Sapphire decks, these Blurple decks. So good. Even if you don't have the Elanwi, it can be really good, as we saw here.
Yeah, and speaking of that, while this isn't technically like a mirror match, the cards that the Amber deck is playing are very similar to the Sapphire cards. They have Basil, we have Elwani, arguably the same card. They've got Ramp, we've got Lantern. Lantern's a little worse. They've got Into the Unknown, we've got World's Greatest and the Horseman Strikes, which are better than Into the Unknown. And then besides that, like, then we have all the purple cards. And so these decks aren't too different in their game plans.
This is an interesting format. I for that same reason. I think we talk about like it's not a mirror, but it is a mirror, and you're 100% right. And it's just really funny, you know, where the meta is now. We're post DLC, so arguably towards the back end of this current format, we're starting to get into spoiler season, starting to learn more about Winter Spell and seeing how these decks will evolve. So it'll be interesting. Oh my gosh, that is not
this.
Okay.
You play the Mowgli, you check to see if they have that Hypnotic Strike that you haven't seen, and then you get rid of that Hypnotic Strength, and then you follow it up with an Iago. And this is going to be a daytime soap opera. That's all she wrote, as I'd say.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It looks like Fumbles is going to close this up. 4 games in, 4 games out for the Secret Lorcana Test crew. This may be all they wrote. J-Bomb.
Yeah,
crazy that this story will have ended with just a series of SLTC victories, assuming Dylan can't pull this out. Can you do it, Dylan? It's going to be difficult.
Yeah. I'm not sure. There's been 2 Hades gone again. He still has a lot of Into the Unknowns left, but he's going to be limited by his hand resources. And so not going to be limited anymore because he is going to draw to get some more, but then he becomes limited by his ink.
Yeah, cutting down the ability to play those things. So you have 3 more cards, or 2 more cards rather, but you don't have the ink to play many of them. As Dylan is analyzing the board state right now, taking a look at the ink, just kind of taking. This is one of those climactic turns you were talking about earlier, J-Bomb. This is definitely one of those turns for Dylan.
Yeah, and I'm seeing 11 lore on the side of Fumbles board. So in order for Dylan to survive Fumbles next turn, he needs to take out, what is that, 15 lore from the board? No, sorry.
So much more, yeah.
No, he's got 11. I'm doing my math wrong here.
Yeah.
It's been a long day of accounting.
It's been there you go. Yeah, it's been a long day of that, and then you know just so much math on screen over the weekend too. Yeah. So much brain power used, you know. Oh my goodness, yeah, this is tough, J-Bomb. I just don't see the way out. I mean,
yeah, and even if there is a way out, you'll use literally everything you have in your bag of tricks to survive another turn. But that still doesn't really put you in a winning position because Fumbles still has some cards in hand. And Fumbles has just played like 8 ink plus worth of cards every turn for the last 4 or 5 turns.
Yeah, I mean, those Into the Unknowns, those Hades, just blessings and curses all at the same time. That might have been the thing that allowed Fumbles to just kind of, I think of like a boomerang. You know, like you took a longer path, but you somehow got there a little bit faster, with just way more momentum here. As Dylan is challenging, it looks like with the Cheshire Cat, just trying to do the math, trying to figure out how do we get out of this. Dylan, show us what you got, bud. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Oof. And then we see in chat Dylan, the 3rd player for SLTC, asking if he gets to play if it's a 2-0. Wonder saying, no, if you want to play, you better hope Fumble loses.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this night of the ICL may be short-lived. The way this is looking. Oh my goodness. Yep, they're doing the math. They're thinking through it. And again, this goes back to that thought process. Don't just give up. There might still be a way through. You might have a line in your hand. Sometimes you got to look at the hand, re-look at the hand. You got to treat it like it's a refrigerator, J-Bomb. Sometimes I go to the refrigerator and I say, okay, there's no food in here. Maybe if I close it and reopen it, the food will be there when I look at it again.
Oh yeah, I'll have my wife ask me, "Can you go get me a soda?" I go down to the fridge. I forget what I'm doing there. I come back up with nothing. She goes, "What were you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know."
Great question, honey. Great question.
All right. And we do see that he did get an Into the Unknown. So he is clearing up some lore. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lore left on board, which is enough to survive the next turn.
It is, but in what state do we leave ourselves in doing that? Now, Dylan, this may be just what Dylan needs to help recoup. To your point, though, yeah, the story is not over yet. We have not closed the chapter. Fumbles will have to do just a little bit more work.
Yeah, and Fumbles can get some very easy cleanups here. Iago can go into the kitty. Hades can take out the Demona, or the Demona can take out the Demona and survive, so that's better, and that's why Fumbles is playing here.
Yes.
And so just very, very clean trades. Oh, even cleaner with that. So it is going to be a full board clear, and Fumbles is going to advance to 16 lore, and I don't think that Dylan's got any gas left to counter this onslaught.
4, 5. Yes, you're looking at 6, 7. You're looking at 8, 9 lore on the table, where Fumbles just needs. We just needs 4 more to seal the deal here. Dylan putting down or revealing the cards in hand. Of course, we've got the. Oh, yep. We see a. Oh, are they comparing notes? Yeah, I think Dylan.
That is it.
Yep, that's
and
the end
with
of the game.
that, Fumbles takes the 2-0, SLTC with the 4-0 overall to advance.
Yes. As we jump over now into the live feature room, we're going to jump over. Give us just a second as we do that.
I had to ink it. That makes sense. I'm not going to play a 4-drop.
Well, friends, how are you doing? Can you all hear me? This is Gabe speaking.
What's up, Gabe? What's up, Gabe?
What's going on, friends? Thank you so much for 2 games. Unfortunately, 2 games for Dylan, but thanks for the games played. My goodness, we got to see some very, very interesting games here. Some things of note, of course. Dylan in game 1 able to just kind of start off very strongly, had those Into the Unknowns, had those Hades. But interestingly enough, we watched quite a bit of a turnaround there. You were able, Fumbles, to use that ink very efficiently, turn after turn thereafter, and you were able to bounce back from that, ultimately resulting in the result that we have here, which is, of course, an SLTC victory, an advancement in the ICL tournament, and ultimately the demise and the just the dismantling of Restand from this event.
So I think gotta call it a demise and destruction. All right,
I said
guy has a family.
Dylan knows I love him. Me and Dylan go way back. Dylan knows. But listen, congratulations on your victory, Fumbles. We're gonna start first with Dylan, though. Dylan, I want to hear from you. Talk to me a little bit about some of those moments in the game that brought you some stress. Some of those things that you thought you had, or some of the things that maybe newer players who are watching these games might be able to learn from having seen the gameplay that you just went through.
Oh man, both those games just brought me a whole bunch of stress. I think game 1 was it was a little bit unfortunate that honestly from my end, I had to ink stuff that I really didn't want to because I just had double 7-drop Hades in my hand, inking the Hypnotic in the first game, and then he just slams Iago, and then in game 2, I had perfect curve into Demona, and my draw for turn 2 or 3 it was Hades, draw for turn 4 is Hades, so now I have to ink my Demona so I can play out 4 and 5 and hope I draw into another Demona or something like that. So I was just kind of lacking on the draw, but yeah, I mean so actually in Richmond one of my Swiss losses was to this deck, and it's a pretty difficult deck to play around. I was actually talking to Fumbles during the game, Wasabi could be really good on play if you're Blurple, because you can just slam it into a Lantern and it just kind of slows them down a lot. But
yeah, speaking of that, I think DKP said he did that in the top 16 match, and its top 32 match every game when he was on the play.
Yeah, it's really strong. It's really strong. Otherwise, their cards are just kind of they just counter your deck. They just Horseman Strikes your evasives, and they end up just slowly winning over the tempo battle. And they're on cats just like you are, so your 7-drop Hades aren't as good. It's kind of like a grindy match. I'm in the first game you saw I'm having to my hand was double Hades and double into the unknown, so I just have to play my cards out, and I'm giving him a ton of ink. He's able to refill with genies and Demonas just like I am, but he's way ahead on ink now, so it can be a grindy match, but it's definitely a tough one for Blurple. But I think it's just an unfortunate draws on my end, because I think if I'm able to curve out Demona there, even with just 1 Hades in my hand, like that's totally fine. I think I can win the
Yeah.
tempo match from that point. But
Yeah. And Dylan, I want to congratulate you for making top 8 this past week at Richmond and winning Gold Mickey number 24, I believe.
yeah,
If that's right. But did you make any changes to your deck from Richmond, or did you just run back the same thing?
I did just one quick change. I would have changed more, but I just haven't had a ton of time since I got home.
There hasn't been much.
Yeah, I just like went straight to work. So the one I threw in one ink runner, which you actually saw in that second game.
It's huge.
And I got kind of destroyed in the mirror. That was my other Swiss loss, was a mirror where he was on ink runner, and I was like, yeah, this card's pretty good.
Was
It's
that
like
the feature match against Cameron, if I remember right?
yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't think they streamed it, but yeah, it was.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's a legit card. Like, I think it's just good enough to be in the deck. I mean, like giving just like you have like all the Hades and Demonas and stuff. You have to be able to challenge evasives because yeah, you have to be able to challenge evasives because there's so much purple decks going around right now. So I did throw that in. The other change I would have made would have been switching from Rafiki's to Royal Guards. I think the Royal Guards, I rate it slightly higher now. I was more focused on the Dogs matchup for Richmond, and I went 2-0 against my Dogs matchup, so it definitely helped me. It was more of like a consistency thing, but I do think Royal Guard is a bit better on average now.
Yeah, I think Demona changed the Royal Guard math. That was
Yeah.
kind of I played Royal Guards in Richmond, and they felt fantastic the entire weekend. So.
Yeah, but the main change that other people on Blurber were making were the wasabis, and I don't know. I'm not there yet personally. I think it's definitely very situationally good, but it really just kind of depends on your preference, I think.
Yeah, I did see 1 or 2 wasabi at 19 for game when they wouldn't have had game otherwise, which was quite cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad choice. It's just what kind of tech options do you want? You know.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dylan, for walking us through that. Now, Fumbles, I'm going to ask you the same thing. To walk us through some of those moments in the game that you thought really stood out to you. I'd like to, if you remember it was especially in game 1, there were moments where it just felt like Dylan had strong board presence, was in control of that game, and then you mounted that comeback. You were able to turn it around. Just kind of walk me through some of the thought processes that you had as you were seeing that board state, looking at what was in your hand, and how you finally mustered the victory.
See, the joke's on him. He was playing blue cards, and I got to play purple cards. And since he gave me 200 ink, my purple cards kind of took over. But like, so anytime I play
Genies game 1.
Yes, you did.
5. Well, please, sir. It was 4. Do not.
You bounced one.
Oh, I bounced. That's what. Yes. Okay. Whew, God, man. All right, Judge, we could do the deck check after. Overall, I played a lot of Genies, but like in terms of like I was able to do that so early on just because of the ink. I think I was double Hades, triple Into the Unknown, so I was already ramped pretty heavily. And the games that I lost this past weekend as well on Blurple were the times where I had to play Hades, Into the Unknown just to scale back board. And you have the momentary advantage, but you really lose out when they start playing the purple cards, the Genies, the guidebooks, the Dumbos, and you can't fight the evasives. If game 1 he had that Ink Runner, maybe that would probably flip that a little bit better in his favor as well. Because Ink Runner has been a great card too. So it's one of those things I got a little lucky, right? Good draws. I didn't have to Demona him, right? If I had to Demona him, he's back in it as well, and we're both equal on ink about. So yeah, just a little bit able to take advantage of the skies there.
Yeah, certainly. Well, thank you guys for walking through that and helping us understand how that went. And again, just a huge shout out to this SLTC for securing this round. Just the whole thing here in the semifinals of the ICL. So you're getting ready to move on. So before I throw it over to you to talk a little bit about any shout outs and stuff, I want to start first with Dylan and Restand and just give Dylan the window to share. What are some is there anybody you'd like to give shout outs to, anything that you'd like to let people know, any gratitude that you have for?
Yeah, definitely. Just a shout out to all my teammates and my friends. This past weekend was awesome. I had a ton of fun and obviously did pretty well. I had a bunch of friends that did really well. Some people in the South Florida community too. So that's always great. And then shout out to Restand too. I kind of came in mid season and started playing with them, and I mean, a little sad I let them down now. I mean, it's my first loss in the ICL, but it's been a blast, and you know, it's just a privilege to play and be able to jam some Lorcana during the week and against good players too. So yeah, just shout out to everyone and all the support that I got this past weekend. It was awesome, and Fumbles it was good seeing him at the DLC. He sat next to me in a round, so
Yeah, it was a good time.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, very cool. That must have been there must have been some jabs thrown when we were sitting next to each other, knowing that this matchup was coming up. I bet.
Dude,
too.
I don't shut up during games, man. I gotta really stay quiet.
Fumbles,
Yeah,
I gotta ask, what was the drip you chose to wear on Saturday and Sunday?
So I alternated between Judy Hopps hat and Nick Wilde hat. Because Zootopia 2, I don't know if it's a little movie that just came out recently, so you should go see it. Yeah, Judy hat was better luck for me. Sorry, Color, because Color got me the Nick Wilde hat. But yeah, Judy hat gave good vibes. So where we go again, though.
J-Bum apparently saw the movie at least 25 times.
No, he takes his whole family.
My mom,
to go
my mom said they were sitting on a table, so she grabbed them all. So thanks.
Yikes. Does
Nah,
that make us an accessory to anything? Knowing that now? I don't know.
Dude, Dylan has like such a cool demeanor though when playing. It's actually like so sick, like so focused, like just has the hat on and just like locked in. I'm like, hey, what's up? You're Dylan, right? And he's just like so in his zone. And I was like, all right, man, sorry. Good luck.
I was just so locked that whole tournament. I wasn't like, yeah, I was just in the game.
Dude. And luckily for me too, Dylan said he bet his golden Mickey on this game. So, you know,
I did, yeah. I just lost my golden Mickey, unfortunately.
Unfortunate, dude. All right.
Better luck now. You just get yourself a second one. You'll be fine. No big deal.
Yeah. I'll get plenty more. It'll be fun.
No bigs. You could be like DKP, get 5. No big deal. So Rick, any shout outs, any gratitude you'd like to throw out into the world there?
Yeah, I mean, congrats to Attack for Two who slammed it this weekend. Dave did fantastic in Richmond with Yellow Purple, which was a fairly underrepresented deck, but he and I guess most of us knew it was a good deck, but still slightly risky to bring into the room. Shout out to SLTC because I really have enjoyed playing this ICL season, and seeing a bunch of them this weekend was just a great highlight. I'm happy that a few of us did really well. And yeah, I hope to eventually do well at one of these DLCs and not be day 2 fumbling it. So that's it.
Yeah. One extra shout out, a special shout out to you, Fumbles, for being the person that I have seen play more Lorcana than any other person in the world. So appreciate watching all your
that a lot. Thanks,
7 a.m., 8 a.m. Games that I watch before I go to work for some reason.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, and just again, thank you both for those games. Congratulations, and it was fun seeing y'all at DLC Richmond. So with that said, my friends, I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn you loose, unless you've got any final things you want to say, and they don't. So like Luke said, nope, we just snapped them away. We just snapped them away, and thank you, friends. Oh, you can still hear. Oh yeah. So you can still be heard if you want to say things. Like you're just disembodied voices.
All right,
now.
bye.
K, Fumbles is with a K by.
I'm sorry, we're breaking up connection.
You love. All right, let's just jump. Give us a second here as we jump back into the main room here.
And we're back to the main room. We'll see if I beat Gabe or not.
You did. You got me. You got me. You beat me. I'm just as bad as JDZ, man. I'm an old guy like JDZ is. We're both old timers, you know.
No, he'd still be working on it.
My goodness. Now I know we're not getting to game 3, but can we at least throw up their player card? Is there any way to get their player cards up? You know, at least give them a little bit of a shout here. You know, our poor friends Dylan and Zach. So Dylan,
that would have been a good one.
That would have been a fantastic one. Yeah, Dylan. And for those of you that wanted to know, you were probably curious. Zach was running Amethyst Steel, and Dylan was on. I'm sorry, producer. What was Dylan again? I apologize. Emerald Sapphire. Ooh, okay. That would have been probably pretty bad for one of those, depending on which variant we had. But it would have been fun to see Zach try to maneuver through that had we do that. So unfortunately, we won't be able to see those games in the chat. Yeah. Please let us know how upset you are about that. And
I'm upset I don't get to see Bidwin versus Dylan. These are two great players, and anytime Bivens on camera is a learning opportunity for me, and anytime Dylan's on camera, it's another learning opportunity because both of these players are very, very, very good at the highest echelon of Disney Lorcana.
Yeah, you're not kidding. This would have been definitely one for the ages. But we do have our result here, folks. We do have our result, and what we have is SLTC moving on, defeating Restand, going into the finals. We will find out who their opponents will be tomorrow night, as the Slab Sharks will go up against last season's reigning champions. Enter the battlefield. Will Enter the battlefield be able to keep their title for another season, or will the Slab Sharks knock them out of contention?
And correct me if I'm wrong, Wonder, but I believe that they're going to be playing live in the same building tomorrow for a special. Nope. It is not happening anymore. So I'm wrong and ignore what I just said.
Yes, they will in fact be playing virtually, and you all will get to see it all together at the same exact time. Yeah, so I mean, we've had some solid matches. It's a shame we don't get that third one, but we're glad to have seen the two that we got. Sorry, Restand, love you. This a mostly South Florida native team, so I'm going to do a quick shout out to South Florida here, if you don't mind, because Restand, of course, sorry to see them get that, but lots of success from South Florida as well, from DLC. I'd be remiss not to shout out my buddy Freddie Rivera, who made top 16 and got his national invites, member of the Illuminati. Making it there, so that was a lot of fun too. Yeah,
Florida, one of the better states in Lorcana, have a lot of big name players that do consistently well. So if you're not a part of that community and you're in Florida, get a part of that community because you can learn a whole lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're not kidding about that. That's for sure the case. Now I'm gonna ask producer real quick if we're in terms of what we're going to be doing for moving forward on the show. If we're going to do a post show, what's the oh, nice. Okay. Yes, and please make sure, yeah. So we're just to let you all know, we're going to be doing a raid. When that raid happens, we want to make sure that we say happy birthday to Joey. Okay, so make sure when we do this, when this raid is complete, we're going to be raiding somebody else. Remember, happy birthday, Joey. All right, folks, don't mess that up. Make sure you do that. But before we go do that, J-Bomb, please, I want to give you a chance to talk about where can we find you. I know we talked a little bit about Ultra Academy, but I want to give you a chance to talk a little bit more about where we can find you.
Yeah, come check me out on YouTube, J-Bomb TCG. I do Ultra Academy every Monday, ironically, except for yesterday because of scheduling conflict due to Richmond. My guest and me couldn't get together. We're actually going to film right after I'm done here. But I just run a show where I get some of the best players Disney Lorcana, and they teach me how to alter their hands on the deck they are famous for.
I love that. Yeah, and I'll tell you that I watch it all. And not only do I watch the Ultra Academies, I've actually found myself watching those videos multiple times. Like I think that in a lot of ways they're great supplements to things like potentially like coaching sessions. They're great supplements to guides. And if you're just trying to learn how to be more competitive, like you just to be able to like rewatch and understand some of the things that they say that these players say around why things are important. I gotta say I love your videos, J-Bomb. So keep doing it. They're great.
On with that, I've watched the Pandemonium Heart Emerald Sapphire Detectives one like 6 times because I was trying to learn that deck, and the altar's hard on that when you have ramp. It's easy when you don't have ramp, but the lines that Joseph Quigley has is not very intuitive in what I was thinking I should be doing, and so I'm glad that there's an opportunity to kind of learn some of these things because it's very hard to just ask someone, hey, what do I do in these altars? Because there's so many different variables. You get 7 cards, and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of different possibilities that you can't explain every single one. You can give guidelines of like, oh, always keep this, always keep that, but it's not always true. Like there's certain situations where like you never want to, in Purple Steel, for example, you almost never want to keep Doc, but then there's situations where like you have a perfect curve and you know that you're going to empty your hand and be able to keep that Doc. And so it's just a show to help newer players and competitive players just get better at one of the hardest and most important parts of the game, the altar phase.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, we're working on switching from the Dreamborn simulator to the new simulator. I'm still playing around just to give a little more insight because it shows stronger math and results of looking for specific things. And you can like click on all of the different ramp options and show if we send 5 cards back, we'll have like an 87% chance to hit ramp. And so
that's so cool.
I'm kind of finagling around and working. I wanted to get it done before Christmas, but I've just been pushing it and procrastinating it. But I'm going to try and take some time to get it done in the next few weeks for the next 2 episodes or so.
I can't wait to see that. That would certainly enhance the viewing experience. I think that'd be so cool. That's so cool. As for me, you can find me on Twitter or X, I guess they're calling it now, x.com. You can find me at illgabe. Illgabe is the way to find me. Ill, of course, is for the Illuminati, but also I'm of the Illuminary because we're all Illumineers. So little double play on the words there. So you can find me there. Keep an eye out. We've got stuff working for the Illuminati from the Illuminary. And I can't wait to share more as we get more stuff working through that. With that said, though, friends, thank you for staying tuned for ICL on a Tuesday night. Don't let go of that dial because we're going to be raiding somebody. And remember, we want to tell them happy birthday, Joey.
Happy birthday, Joey. Can they hear me still? No.